I'm about to introduce you to a lady who I've known for a long time because we've been fighting this battle together for nearly the same amount of time. I win by a year. Maureen, tell everybody exactly who you are.
Yes, my name is Maureen Mellick, and I am the grandmother and guardian of a vaccine-injured young man now named Joshua Murphy. I moved him in with me so I could help take care of him just before he turned 8 years old, and he is doing very well. It's been a long struggle, and his younger brother actually was also on the autism spectrum, but when Joshua was diagnosed at the age of 2.5, I went to a National Vaccine Information Center conference, and from there I called my daughter and told her to stop vaccinating Joshua's younger brother, Connor, who was diagnosed with autism from his early vaccines, the Hep B and the 2-month and 4-month shots, when he was only 15 months old. Because we stopped the vaccines early enough, he is now 16 and completely recovered from autism.
That's amazing. All right, so let's go back to talk about Joshua. Let's talk about what he was like before he was vaccinated.
Okay. Joshua was perfectly normal, as everyone else says. We didn't notice anything different. He was healthy when he was born. Although he did have issues that could have made his autism worse. He had reflux following his hepatitis B shot, and he was on some med for the reflux. Very early on, he did have medical issues, although his early words were there, and he was walking at 9 months old. He had medical issues, including, well, not only the reflux, but he got pneumonia early on. He had RSV. Mind you, we were keeping up with all his vaccines.
Remind people what RSV is? Respiratory.
RSV. You just describe RSV. It's an inflammatory infection. I believe they have a vaccine for RSV now. They did not have it in 1997 when he was born. Respiratory infection, which he was hospitalized for. I never like to forget that, and he had many, many ear infections. So having gotten all his records, he was on antibiotics 151 days in his first year of life. Then he had problems with his tonsils and his adenoids, and he had them removed, and he got pneumonia again. It was just a series of medical issues. But I would have to say that it was following his MMR vaccine when he was between 13 and 14 months old, that the issues really became pronounced. He was walking on his toes. He was... you couldn't do anything out of the ordinary. Everything had to be done in a certain fashion. He would have little meltdowns, temper tantrums. All he wanted to do was jump up and down in front of the television set. The words that he did have, and he had quite a few at a year old, he lost them, and just things became worse. And he became sicker. He would just seem like he was sick all the time.
And did you get any help? So when you went back to the pediatricians or any healthcare providers, doctors?
Actually, it took us 6 months to get him a diagnosis because we had gone to the Medical College of Georgia where he was born and vaccinated. And his doctors were there. And they had no familiarity with autism at all. So it took us a long time to get a diagnosis. And after we did, we couldn't get any help from them. I do recall one of the doctors there, and it may even have been a psychiatrist, we went to the neurologist there, who said his IQ will never be above 50, and since there are very poor services in this area, you would be better off moving to a state like North Carolina. That stuck with me. Boy, did that stick with me. So we did a lot. I did a lot of research on the internet and found some doctors in Louisiana that we went to first and moved around. And then for 10 years now, we've had the same doctor who deals mostly with autistic patients. She herself has a daughter who's on the spectrum. So he's come a long ways.
So what is a day like for him? What is this vaccine, all these vaccines done for him? What has he lost because of the vaccines?
He's lost just about everything. Joshua is 19 years old now. He's a senior in high school. He's in a special ed class. His cognitive abilities are practically nil. He doesn't like school. He doesn't like learning that. He doesn't like classrooms. He does have some friends from special ed, and in all likelihood, unless something really, really changes, he will not be able to continue, his education anymore, and he will probably never get married and never have children, and it's terrible. It's, it's unbelievable. I probably worry more than the average parent who's a lot younger than I am, being that his parents are unable to take over. That's the main reason why we moved to Jacksonville, Florida, because there is a place being built that is similar to the Autism Trust.
Wonderful.
And they've purchased the property, and it's going to be a lot of volunteer work, but hopefully it will be a place where Joshua can be a permanent resident, and that is basically my goal.
All around.
Absolutely.